Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man, the player, and I'm back bigger. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, first off, I have to say, off our last video, we got one new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to the Great Players channel. Welcome, fellow great player. Now, I think about 2 months ago, DLS 26 was released, and as you know, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I had, let's say, horrible things to say about DLS 2026. Now, depending on my tone right now, some of you may be thinking that maybe I've changed my mind. Well, you're wrong, fellow players. DLS 26 still sucks. But, ladies and gentlemen, I might have been wrong a bit, tiny bit. Now, let's look at DLS 2025, my favorite DLS version. I love you, DLS 25. Thank you for coming. Now, after that, now let's talk about DLS 25. Now, ladies and gentlemen, DLS 2025 is the DLS version that honestly I competed with those of my friends that have been playing eFootball with DLS 2025. And ladies and gentlemen, some may be thinking, I'm crazy, which I am most of the time, by the way. But trust me, DLS 2025 was the real deal. We got the classic players. We had the dream stars. Don't forget the champions, the prime players. They were also launched in DLS 2025. We had the ability to, challenge friends directly, just tapping on their names, and then we have a friend match. Although it wasn't, launched in, in the initial, update, but it still came mid-update. We also had, what else did we get? We got controller support. Look at all this, about 6 new features. And we are in DLS 2026. When DLS 2025 came, I told my friends that you guys wait, and then watch DLS 2026. Just imagine this DLS 2025 and this cool. I bet you DLS 2026 is going to be the best mobile game in the history of gaming. And then in November 7th, we all get the information that there's going to be a teaser, right? We get the teaser. We saw some animations. Now, depending on those animations, I just felt that no, this game is going to let me down. I had a feeling. But my friend said, this is just a trailer. Let's calm down. Let's wait for the game itself. Maybe they don't want to spoil the fun. So let's just wait. And I did. And December 1st, I get news that it has been launched in some countries, but not, my region. So I have to wait. And I go, on the media, Facebook, whatever. I see people those that have them in their region playing it. I see some of the photos and I get heartbroken. Look at what we had in DLS 25 and this. But then somehow, somewhere, I still believed that FTG won't do this to me. So I just waited. And then on December 7th, officially, I got it in my region, in my country. Now, before I was going to, update, from DLS 2025 to DLS 2026, I just felt so bad doing this because, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, I love DLS 2025. Everything about the game. Okay, maybe not everything, but most of the things about the game, I loved it. I loved how the Dream Stars were. I like how the champions were. I just loved everything about the game, and then the classic players as well. Something we've been begging FTG for, and then they officially, launched and then delivered in DLS 2025. So there was nothing to hate about the game. So I just sat there praying that DLS 2026 will be worth me updating and then throwing away DLS 25. And hold and behold, I update the game. I get into the game. I hear the music. Most of you don't check, but I really care. Care about the soundtracks they use in the game, and then it felt a little bit off, honestly, because in DLS 2025, when I launched the game, the music that was playing was good feeling. Don't get me wrong, it isn't the best song in the world, but I do like it. Now, I open the game and then let's just put the song somewhere. No, I just go, into the game to check what is new in the game, right? And I'm just thinking, oh wow, look at DLS 2025. Look at the things that were added. Now just imagine DLS 2026. Things are going to be so much better. FTG laughed at me. FTG said, hey great player, we have a whole bunch of nothing for you in DLS 2026. Absolutely nothing. Nothing was added in DLS 2026 that will make the game better than it already is. Trust me, there is nothing. They add clans. Ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate getting more rewards in the game, but trust me, there is no way this clan is anything good. It's just a season pass, honestly. Trust me, what we have now, these prices, they could have been easily been added to the season pass, but then they didn't, and did this. And then let me ask you, if you are in a clan right now, great people of the Great Players channel, do you play clan matches? Do you ever, play clan matches with your clan mates? If you do, it's so rare. Being at the clans, everything there is just to get rewards, and then the season pass is to get rewards. The price ladder get rewards. So FTG, seriously, what are we doing here in DLS 2026? That's what I was wondering. What the hell is going on? But then I just said, take your time, player. We haven't played a game yet. Let's just hop into a career match. Let's see what is going on in here. And people, I get into the game and I become sad. Because I left DLS 2025 for this. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to clear something here. If you're on the Great Players channel and if you somehow think DLS 2026 is better than DLS 2025, I'm sorry, pal, but what are you thinking, bro? What the hell are you thinking? DLS 2026 is nowhere better than. It's not even close. Don't say better. It's nowhere close. Now, they made some things that I thought could be fixed in DLS 25 that weren't fixed. I thought they would be fixed in DLS 2026, but they made them worse. And ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm talking about the goalkeepers and defenders. They are probably one of the most useless features in the game, honestly. Goalkeepers and defenders are the most useless. It doesn't matter who you put in goal, who you put in defense. It still gets. It just doesn't matter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about this in my previous video. If you haven't watched it, go to the channel and then watch it. And you are new here, just make sure you have subscribed. Now, back to the topic. Was I wrong about DLS 2026? As I said, yes and no. Now, We are 2 months into the game. I've played it, and honestly, I misjudged the songs. Honestly, I did. The songs are kind of a banger. I love it now. You can really dance to them, and trust me, if you're winning and then you hear those music, it's honestly very good. And then they added commentary, but honestly, guy, listen, if you are if you speak English and then you're excited for the Turkish and Arabic commentary, what are you doing here, bro? What are you doing? So I just don't want to, comment on the commentary side because it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that my country, my official language is commentary is there. So like that's it. I don't really care about the rest, to be honest. And then let's talk about gameplay. Now, I won't lie to you. I kinda like how the formations feel effective now because listen, before DLS 2026, there was no way I could play one striker at the top. Let's say a formation in which I have only one player at the top or three players at the top. There was no, it's always for two top. But now the formations feel a little bit realistic. That's why I'm starting to notice something about the game. It has been slowed down. If we are to be honest, the pace of the game was honestly too fast. That's not how it works in real life, and I could really appreciate it. In the LS 20s, you can see that the game has been slowed down a bit, but in the previous version, the game just felt too much rushed. The players and then defend. I think that's where it becomes very difficult playing a formation that uses three at the top because you're going to need your wingers to move very fast along the wings, but then the defenders have the same pace as your wingers. That really doesn't make it feel realistic because if we are to be honest, wingers in real life have more speed than defenders. That's making three top formation very effective. Just think about it, players. I know how right now you may be thinking the great player might be speaking garbage right now, which I honestly mostly do. Nothing to be embarrassed. That's the truth. But then just think about it. And then I won't talk about the clans. About the clan feature. It's just useless. Honestly, it's useless. And then we have the team of the year. Now this team of the year, do I hate it? No. Do I like it? No also. But I mean, like, I don't have any problem with it. It's just that it just doesn't add anything special to the game. Because let me ask you this: will you be more excited to have champions in your squad or team of the year players? Just be honest with yourself. It's the champions. So team of the year doesn't really add much. But then overall, I think I misjudged the game a little bit. But it's not all that much. Honestly, it's not all that much. So I think I'm going to give the game another rating. If you watched my last video, I gave it a 2 out of 10. You know, but after playing the game, for a while, I think I'm going to change it and then give it a little bit, a higher rating. I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Honestly, the fact that I think it is better now doesn't mean that it's the best. No, never. There's no way DLS twins. I just hate goalkeepers. I just need to get that off my chest. I hate goalkeepers in this game. And the dumbest thing is when when you charge with C for them to come on the board, they always create space behind them, and I just hate that so much. Do you remember back in DLS 2025? I mean the previous version, when if you charge forward with your goalkeeper on the ball, it just, I don't know how to say it, but it works. But now all that your opponent needs to do is just go a little bit around the goalkeeper and there's free space. So I mean I just want to leave it there. So that's my official rating. 4 out of 10 for DLS 2026. If you are new here, as I said, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.